I'm really trying to figure out how I should start this video. Hello, chaps! No, too British. Oi, cunt! Too Aussie. Hi! No, too creepy. There's an airplane. Go away. The microphone's gonna pick that up. Alright, forget it. I'm just gonna start talking. I've mentioned many times in previous videos that I, in fact, am not Russian. Not even a little bit. People just took my accent and said, oh, that's a Russian accent, and I just pretty much ran with it. I never claimed to be Russian. I just kind of went with what people said, but I never claimed to be Russian. And also, I'm not Dutch. Believe it or not, I am not Dutch. But a lot of people ask me, are you Dutch? Obviously, because of the name Van Damme, Roscoe Van Damme. It's not a real name, completely fake, 100%. Now, the reason I chose that name is because if we go back in time to the early 2000s, there was a show called The Shield, and it was brilliant.
Any questions?
If you haven't seen it, check it out. But anyways, one of the characters in one of the episodes rents a storage locker, and he uses a fake name, and the fake name that he uses is Cletus Van Damme. And when I heard that name, that was just the coolest shit ever, because on one hand, you have Cletus, and when you think of Cletus, you think of rednecks, hillbillies, moonshiners, and then on the other hand, you have Van Damme, and when you hear Van Damme, you think of Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is martial arts, kicking ass, that sort of thing. So you have these two separate worlds that are so unalike, so absolutely different, and they are forced into the same space, forced into the same room. And what we get in the end is something brilliant. Cletus Van Damme. It sounds so obnoxiously ridiculous that it's amazing. So when I was choosing a fake name to use online, I chose Roscoe Van Damme because it sounds just as ridiculous. And I chose Roscoe because that is the name of the street that I grew up on in Chicago. And I've had people tell me before, why did you choose the name Roscoe Van Damme? It sounds so stupid. That's the point. You can't have a cool name that you choose for yourself. It just doesn't work. People try it and they look ridiculous, like Laser Wolf or I don't know, whatever you come up with. You can't pick a cool name for yourself. It has to be picked for you. And unfortunately, I've never come across anybody who has given me a cool nickname. So I just thought of a nickname for myself. And it has to sound ridiculously stupid. That way people can't criticize it. If somebody says, hey, your name sounds stupid, that's the whole point, asshole. Anyways, I'm not Dutch, I'm not Russian. However, as I've stated in videos previously, I am of Eastern European descent. Both of my parents came from Poland to the United States in the mid-70s, and my brother and I, we are first generation born in the United States. Some people have also asked me, do I still speak Polish and can I understand Polish? And the answer is yes and yes. However, I can't write Polish and I can read Polish, but very, very slowly, and very often, and even in conversations, I come across a word that I don't know what it means, and I'll stop the conversation and I'll ask the guy, co to kurwa znaczy? Tak, rozumiem polski język I mówię po polsku, ale nie tak 100%, but enough to carry on a general conversation. So, being a person of Polish descent, naturally I have come across a lot of Polak jokes, or dumb Polak jokes, and I love them all. Some of them are very funny, some of them are extremely funny, and some of them are just, it's okay. But I don't shy away from them. I love Polak jokes. I love all sorts of jokes, even spicy jokes that I would never in a million years share publicly and openly. However, Polak jokes, perfectly fine with me. I'm Polish, don't get offended by them. I love them all. And I've probably heard them all because every now and then I'll have somebody that comes up to me and says, "Oh, you're Polish? I got this great Polak joke and you're gonna love it." And I've already heard it 50 million times, so obviously I'm like, yeah, that's great. I've heard that many times, so obviously I can't laugh as if I heard it for the first time, but thank you for sharing something that you thought was unique and it's not. But that's what we are doing here today. I want to share with you guys one of my most favorite Polak jokes. Now, there's different variations of this joke, but I'm going to share it with you guys in the way that I know it and the way I've always heard it and repeated it and such like that. So it goes like this. There are three friends and they all work construction. They're working on a super tall skyscraper, putting the steel beams in, that sort of thing. And every day they sit down to have lunch together, very good friends. The first guy is a Mexican guy. The second guy is an Italian guy. And the third guy is a Polish guy. So they sit down to have lunch together. The Italian guy opens up his lunchbox. Inside is spaghetti and meatballs. And he freaks out. He says, "Every day I get spaghetti and meatballs and I'm sick of it. If I ever get spaghetti and meatballs ever again, I am jumping off of this building." So then the Mexican guy opens up his lunchbox and inside he's got a burrito with pico de gallo. And he freaks out. He says, "Every day I get a burrito with pico de gallo. I'm with you, man. If I get a burrito and pico de gallo again, I am jumping off this building with you." Then the Polish guy opens up his lunchbox and inside he has pierogi. And he freaks out too. He says, "Every single day I get pierogi in my lunchbox and I'm with you guys. If I get pierogi ever again, I'm jumping off this building too." So the weekend comes, they do their thing, they come back Monday, they're at work, and it's lunchtime yet again, and they sit down to have lunch as always, and the Italian guy opens up his lunchbox. Wouldn't you know it, he has spaghetti and meatballs. He freaks out, throws his lunchbox aside, jumps off the building to his death. So then the Mexican guy opens up his lunchbox, and inside, of course, is a burrito with some pico de gallo. He freaks out, throws his lunchbox aside, and jumps off the building to his death. Then the Polish guy, he opens up his lunchbox, and inside, yes, he has pierogi. So he freaks out, throws his lunchbox aside, and also leaps off the building to his death. Now later, when the news media is interviewing the wives of the husbands because they discovered the reason they jumped off of the buildings, the wife of the Polish guy is extremely confused, and she tells the news media, "I just don't understand because he packs his own lunch every day." So there you have it. That is my most favorite Polak joke of all time that I've ever heard. Still makes me laugh all the time. Not as hard as I laughed when I first heard it, but it still does make me laugh. And I think it's important for people to be able to laugh at themselves, because you got people walking around this planet who love to poke fun at everybody else, but the minute it comes on them, they freak out, they get triggered, they get upset, and they storm off in a huff and puff. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself, and if you can't laugh at yourself, don't ever dare laugh at somebody else. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. And I laugh at myself all the time. I mean, just ask my fiance. She'll probably comment down in this video. I make fun of myself more than I make fun of other people. Now, I know I shouldn't make fun of other people, but it's not in a mean-spirited kind of way. I mean, ask her. She'll probably tell you I make fun of her all the time, but it's not in a mean-spirited kind of way. It's just these sort of like innocent, underhanded jabs, but I do it about myself all the time as well. So we could play a little making fun of game. After I'm done with this video, I am going to put up a picture of myself at the end, and I want you guys to completely roast me, completely destroy me. And on an upcoming video, I will take all of those comments, all of those roasts, string them all into one, and we'll all have a good laugh. All the comments, doesn't matter whether it's funny or not, we're gonna do it. So let me know, roast the shit out of me. It could be as mean as you want it to be. It could be whatever you want it to be. Everything goes. So go ahead and roast me. I'm also going to put that photo up into the community tab where you could also post your comment over there. I will take them from both areas, and I'll also have the same details on the community tab. So that is that. Thank you so much for watching.